Mongoose Jake here, and I want to do a quick video showing you a comparison of what I think to be the best AccuStrike copies. Of course, you see the Little Valentine box here of 200. Bought these a little over a month ago and been running them non-stop. I've got a bin of them here, and I've been using them heavily. And I want to show you my findings. Got a brand new package of 12 AccuStrikes. I'm going to pull 10 out of it, and then of course I've saved 10 out of the 200 here, brand new in the package for you to see. And I have a pile of them here. Can you tell which one is the genuine? There's two genuine AccuStrikes in there. Can you tell? The rest of them are Little Valentine. I'll zoom in and you see, before I give away the clue, can you tell which ones are which? Okay, I can see them here on camera, but I'm going to show you. About the only way, let me zoom back out here, about the only way to tell is there is a slight, and I mean slight, variation in the length of the Little Valentines. And let me turn these sideways for you to see. You'll be able to spot the two genuine AccuStrikes out of the AccuCopies, which is what I'm going to call them. There they are. That is a difference of only about 3 millimeters at best. I'm going to say 2 millimeters. But what I'm going to do is quickly I'm going to open these and these brand new ones and do range tests. I'm not going to use these used ones. Those came out of my stashes. But we're going to open up. Let me zoom back out here. I'm going to open these up, and to make easy identification, I'm going to take a Sharpie and go across the front of these. I'm going to take it outside and do a range test, compare the two. Like I said, I'm going to put that black mark across these. I'll do that off camera. I'll open these up, put them in a bin, take them with me, and as usual, set out the measuring tape and the cones, fire them down the range, see if there is any performance difference between, of course, the gold standard Retaliator, a Buzzbee Tactical Storm, one of my favorites, the Desolator, and my wife's Flip Fury that she uses. We're going to fire it from those 4 different blasters, and I'll let you see that, and then I'll take the same 4 blasters and we'll do a target shooting session. But out to the range test. Okay, out here doing some range tests. I've got my modulus flippable magazine with the genuine AccuStrikes that are unmarked, as well as 10 of the Little Valentines that are marked. I'll simply fire them all off, and we'll go down there and take a look. I'm going to use, I'm going to wait for the motorcycle to pass. Going to use the gold standard Retaliator and fire off all of each. Going to put it at about a 15-degree angle or so. I'll hold it into my chest to keep it stable. Flipping over, that was the Little Valentines. Going to the AccuStrikes. Again, about a 15-degree angle or so. That's all of them. Now I'm going to take the camera off, go for a little walk. Okay, first start we come to is a marked one, so that means that is a Little Valentine. And just so you can see, that's at about the 52-foot mark. Now, I'm not necessarily looking for exact ranges. What we're looking for is a pattern. Again, that's a marked one. Another marked one. Those are both at just under 56 feet. My tape's a little faded. Again, marked. 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 And just keep reminding, that means Little Valentine. Again, marked. We're at around the 58 to 59 foot point. Again, we're not looking for exact ranges, we're looking for a pattern. Again, there's a marked one. Haven't found a genuine one. There we go. There's a marked. That was our first AccuStrike, followed by Little Valentine. Unmarked, unmarked. The unmarked ones are all, of course, genuine AccuStrikes. Okay, we are seeing a pattern. All of these are unmarked. And now we're at the 65-foot mark. Here we are at 67 feet with 2 right beside the tape, 1 on one side, 1 on the other. Okay, that's pretty conclusive with the Retaliator. The Retaliator is firing. I'll step back and zoom out. Okay, as you can see, there's this huge group here. All of those are the Little Valentine. All of these are AccuStrikes. That's pretty conclusive. That's anywhere from 5 to 10 feet difference between 52 to, actually, that might be more than 10 feet. Farthest AccuStrikes are at 67 feet. The shortest fired Little Valentines are 52. So, what that means is quite simple. You're going to give up a little bit of range with the Retaliator to fire these. But, as you can see, the grouping is very nice. That's a nice grouping. It means if somebody was actually standing still, a lot of those would have hit them. Now, I'm going to shut the camera down, reload, and we're going to try and see how they perform in the Tactical Storm. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, here we go again. Let me zoom in on the tape. Okay, and again, same setup. Got the flip magazine, and this time I'm going to use the new Busby Tactical Storm. Going to do the same thing, fire the Little Valentines, then fire the genuine AccuStrikes. I'll hold it tight to my chest here at about a 15-degree angle. Okay, that's all of the Little Valentines. Swapping over to the AccuStrikes. And go down there and take a look. Okay, and just like before, not necessarily looking for specific ranges, but we are looking for a pattern. See if it's the same. Now, first one we come to here is about 70 foot as marked. Got another one here, about 71 foot mark. We had one curve way off. And that's Little Valentine. Again, it's marked. Got one that went off to the left a little bit. Little Valentine. That's 4 in a row. At the shortest range, it's Little Valentine. Again, Little Valentine. First AccuStrike. That is at the cone for 75 feet. Another AccuStrike. Found 2 here side by side. One's AccuStrike, one's Little Valentine. That's at around about the 74.5 foot mark. Right here is a group of 4. I'll pick them up. That's an AccuStrike. That's a marked Little Valentine. AccuStrike. AccuStrike. Going across at 76 feet. AccuStrike. Little Valentine. Now, I'll pan back. Here's a group of 3, and these are all at around about the 78 foot mark. There's an AccuStrike, a AccuStrike, and a Little Valentine. Seeing a different result here. Now, at 80 feet dead even, here is an AccuStrike, and I'll show you. It's upside down. Let me spin it around for you. 80 feet. Another one off at about the 80 foot mark. Little Valentine. So totally different result with the Tactical Storm. It was a huge grouping all around the high 70s to almost 80 feet, and they were all basically mixed in. The Tactical Storm didn't really care what dart it was. They're all about the same range, and they all had about the same consistency. The Little Valentines had a few that swerved off, as in about 3, but other than that, they basically performed almost the same. I'll finish picking these darts up, and we'll start with the Doomland's Desolator next. Okay, here we are again, getting reloaded with that flippable magazine. Doomland's Desolator time. I'm just going to rev it up, fire off all 10 of the Little Valentines, and then swap over swap over to the genuine AccuStrikes and we'll go measure. So here we are. I will let it fully rev up each time. Okay, there is the Little Valentines. Time for AccuStrikes. And that's all of them. Go take a look. Walking to it, I can already see something. That is the entire group of 20 darts. All 10 of the AccuStrikes, all 10 of the Little Valentines. That is a fantastic grouping. And I'm just going to center it up and show you. That is right on 60 feet of a nearly flat shot, maybe 10 degrees of angle. But I will go through a few of these. AccuStrike, 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 Little Valentine, AccuStrike, Little Valentine, AccuStrike, AccuStrike, Little Valentine, AccuStrike. That's all the shorter ones. Moving into the middle of the group, AccuStrike, 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 Little Valentine. Now this is the group of 5 that went the furthest. They're still all a tight group. Little Valentine, Little Valentine, Little Valentine, Little Valentine, and Little Valentine. So a totally different result out of the flywheel blaster. Again, I threw them back down basically where they were. I'll pull back again. You can see that is a nice grouping. The farthest here is at 62 feet, and this group of 5 is all Little Valentine. This group here is mostly Little Valentine. 3 out of the 4 were. 1 was an AccuStrike, and this group is of course mixed, but heavy on the AccuStrikes. And both of these, again, that's at the 56 foot mark. Both of these are AccuStrikes. So, quick conclusion: flywheel blasters may be having to push more weight. Shows you that the AccuStrikes are a little longer, and the tip is a little bit denser. There may be more weight being pushed here, and that's why the very slight variation, but the back half of these are AccuStrikes, the front half are Little Valentines. So, go on to the last one. I'm going to do a Flip Fury. Okay, this time I'll show you what we've got set up here. We've got the Little Valentines over here with the marks on the left. Got the genuine AccuStrikes over here, and we're going to spin it around. And my reasoning for using the Flip Fury is because the strong arm has been so popular. There's so many of them out there, and this is basically strong arm times 2. So very easy comparison for everybody to make. I'm going to fire off these Little Valentines and then switch to the AccuStrikes. Got a feed issue here. Let's solve that. There we go. We'll discount the first shot because it had a feed issue. Well, there's another feed issue out of the Little Valentine, so maybe we shouldn't. Okay. That's 2 feed issues. We'll leave them in and I'll make mention of it. I am firing these at about a 15 to 20 degree angle, but it's all consistent, as you can see in the corner of the camera. That's all fired, and we'll take a look. Now, immediately off the bat, to show you what I was meaning by feed issue, here is the end of my tape. One of the Little Valentines just simply flopped out of the gun, barely had any air seal at all. I'm going to leave that there. At first I was going to discount this one. This is the one I was talking about at first. It traveled a total of 19 feet. So that may be more than just simply an anomaly like I thought. The rest of them all traveled way down here. As you see, a nice grouping. Not as nice as the Desolator's grouping. We're at the 63 foot mark, and we've got a Little Valentine, a Little Valentine, and a Little Valentine. I don't even need to go over the rest too much. We do have 7 here, so here's the next one, and it's a Little Valentine. Okay, I'm going to point out there's 3 Little Valentines. Here is the 4th and final, because of course the other 2 were way up there, barely made it out of the gun. And looking at 63 feet, and if I line up even here, go over, we're looking at 66 feet. Now the first AccuStrike is right here, it's about 67, about 68, because right there is the 68 foot mark. These 4 here, there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, so you can see it on the camera. They're at about the 71 to 72 foot range, which is pretty good for a pistol type, but that's pretty obvious. There are some feed issues, and those were brand new Little Valentines, brand new AccuStrikes. You've seen me unpackage them. Only 4 made it down range. The other 2 are way up there. And here's the 6 AccuStrikes, and that is noticeable. I mean, you're looking at 72 foot over there compared to 63. That's almost a 10 foot range advantage. That's big. That's all the guns here on the range. Do a little target shooting to see about the consistency of them. Okay, here we go. I'm going to use the Retaliator. About 20 feet or so away. I got a little closer. I'm going to aim at the top red crosshair type target. And I'll put the 10 shots of the Little Valentines. And then switch over to the AccuStrikes. Here we are. That was all of the Little Valentines. Going over to the AccuStrikes. And again, I'm going to keep my aiming point stationary. Okay, reloaded. And I'm going to use the Tactical Storm. Here we go. First set is the 10 Little Valentines. Again, I'm aiming for the top of the red crosshair target, and I'm going to keep my aiming point stationary. All the Little Valentines going over to the AccuStrikes. Okay, now on to the Desolator. I'm going to fire off the 10 Little Valentines first, and then go to the AccuStrikes. Again, I will let this fully rev in between shots, so you'll hear that completely. That's all of them. I'm going over to the AccuStrikes. Okay, last one. It's gonna be the Flip Fury. This time, of course, since it only holds 6 per cylinder, I'll fire 6 shots of the Little Valentines and then 6 shots of the AccuStrikes. I will aim again at the top of the crosshair target, and we'll see where they go from there. That's all 6 of the Little Valentines. Moving on to the AccuStrike. Same aiming point. Okay, back here in the workshop. So, quick rundown. It was pretty obvious the Retaliator preferred overall in both range and accuracy. It preferred the AccuStrikes. The Tactical Storm kind of didn't care one way or the other. Desolator, it had tight grouping with both, with a slight advantage to AccuStrike in range and in consistency. And the Flip Fury, again, it it was kind of a toss-up on the consistency on the target, but there was a pretty obvious advantage in range for the AccuStrikes on the Flip Fury. Now, the Desolator, if I had to give it a nod for one dart, it did seem to sort of prefer the Little Valentines. So, if you wanted to do a quick rundown and keep score, Retaliator, it preferred the AccuStrikes. Tactical Storm, didn't care. It had fantastic performance out of either one. It outperforms the Retaliator hands down, regardless of both consistency and range. It's just a better blaster overall if you're going to compare stock to stock. And it didn't care what dart you put in it. So that's one advantage to the AccuStrikes. One kind of even on the Tactical Storm. The Desolator actually seemed, if I had to give a nod one way or the other, it preferred the Little Valentines. Had a little bit better range out of them, as you've seen on the segment there on the range test. The Flip Fury, I'm going to have to say it went more in the favor of the AccuStrikes because it had a couple of misfires on the range test with the Little Valentines, and it was about a toss-up on consistency on the target. So, what do I think? You've seen for yourself, but what do I think? When it comes down to it, you get 200 of these. When I bought them about a month and a half ago, it was $13.99 on Amazon for 200. That is an incredible buy compared to, a package of 12 of these for about $7 at your local Walmart. So if you did, that's double the price for these, so you get twice as much. That's a 12 packs for the same price as a 200 package. These are a nice quality. Little Valentine's reputable. They make nice Nerf accessories. They support the hobby. All their stuff is pretty well respected. I use some of their products. Like I have a blaster sleeve that goes over my shoulder that holds my Busby monorail, and it's nicely made. So I have no issues with the quality one way or the other. It comes down to what are you going to use it for. Absolute premium, your own blaster that you are yourself going to carry a few magazines full of. Maybe you do want to still get the slight advantage of the AccuStrikes. And that's what I would put them at. They're only a slight advantage. And that's if you're specifically using like a Retaliator. And I think that's because the slightly longer dart, and again, I mentioned this when I talked about Ekines. Look close, and you've got a slightly smaller internal diameter on the Little Valentine. This is something I didn't point out earlier. Slightly smaller internal diameter on the Little Valentines compared to the slightly larger diameter on the genuine AccuStrikes. So, AccuStrike's a little bit longer, a little bit more open, and that may help it in the Retaliator. Whereas the Tactical Storm, it's got enough power, it doesn't care. So, for me, I'm going to buy Little Valentines to throw in for wars, for Nerf wars of any kind, because the cost difference makes them the better choice. And the fact that a couple of the blasters actually did work better with them. Tactical Storm, it was a toss-up, maybe even slightly better with the Little Valentines. And the Desolator, that was a fairly consistent advantage the Little Valentines had over the AccuStrike. So I would throw it as a tie performance-wise, but the cost and value throws it way in the advantage of the Little Valentines in a direct comparison to AccuStrikes. So, my choice, don't overpay. Little Valentines are pretty much as good, and that's why I'm going to call them the AccuCopies. They copy the AccuStrike so well, and they do such a good job, I don't want to call them a fake. They are the real deal. So, this is Mongoose Jake, giving a big thumbs up to the Little Valentines. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think? What have you tried? If you've already tried the Little Valentines, let me know what you think. See if you've come up with a different result, or if your results corroborate mine. But this is Mongoose Jake, signing off.